Right, both these are level, the ones on top. There's about a 20-inch difference at that lowest point and this lowest point, right?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what we're trying to do, there's still gonna be some slope
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously we can't do it 1-to-1 because otherwise we'd have a 15-inch step right there.
Yeah.
But to make it smoother, as you can see here, they were thinking they probably just didn't really know how to work the concrete in like real time. So that's why this jumped up. There's like 5-inch. See that, like 5-inch jump? Right there?
The new concrete right there.
Yeah. So they're trying to make it more gradual. So this one they're pretty much keeping the same.
Mm-hmm.
The start point is the pillar on both ends.
Okay.
So this is gradual. It doesn't have that hump when you get up here.
Yeah, that was a hump, right?
Yeah. But it all levels out right where the pillar begins.
Nice.
On this side, same thing. See how it like jumped down and jumped up?
Yeah.
So what he recommended is we'll still maybe from what you see another 1.5 inch lower, just to be a little bit more in alignment with this one. So
I see. Instead of humping here, drop it there a little bit. Yeah.
It's kind of noticeable,
Yeah.
It's just easy.
The goal is to just make it, we're doing it from scratch, so might as well make it smoother.
Whatever looks best.
Yeah, it'll look good, and then also the transition won't be as like abrupt.
Yeah, it was kind of wonky, right?
Yeah. Básicamente es eso, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
And then if anything, you'll still have a little bit step here.
Yeah.
But it'll just be cobblestone, and then we'll probably keep with alignment with that. What they have dug out there. So that way, when the city works the street, we're not like in the.
Oh, good. That was the next question. When the city, does their thing.
Aquí vamos a hacer alineación, ¿verdad? Sí. Básicamente vamos a tratar de terminarlo ahí. Yeah, because the previous concrete pour you guys had, it kind of like meandered.
Yeah, it kind of filtered out to there.
Yeah, here we're gonna at least try to.
Okay.
We can just follow this line. 16 inches and maybe 16 inches right here, and the rest we can just pack some.
Compact some dirt or something.
There's the asphalt.
Okay, a little bit of asphalt.
Yes.
Some temporary asphalt, I guess.
Because it'll be over here. It'll be pretty much zero, right? And then it'll be what, a couple-inch step here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because when you drive, basically you hit right here now.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, back to your point.
The step is actually good because that way, hopefully, it keeps people from driving up. But we got the planters going here,
Yeah,
so.
we have planters as well.
I mean, if you wanted to put a curb there, we could actually do that.
I mean, the cobblestone will kind of have its little curve moment. But I think it is important to mention, we're going to clean up this detail, right? That threshold, like they're saying, say this is
16 inches.
16 inches, so like 3 or 4 cobblestone, we'll try to keep that.
Same.
Okay.
Yeah, so we won't be meandering like
forehead. Okay. Yeah, and you can get rid of that wire. Just pull that wire out.
Okay, yeah, that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
we don't need that.
Okay, good. We got it.
That's it was an electric fence for the dogs a long time ago, the invisible fence. When they come close to it, it would zzz.
It's up there.
But we don't have dogs anymore. It goes all the way around the property, so.
The other thing we touched on a few times now, they're just gonna, they're both aware. It goes concrete and then it's like an inset, right? And they're just gonna do like 1/2 inch, whatever's required to make sure it's fixed.
Okay.
So that way when we come in later, we can decide whether it's DG, it's some kind of soil.
Yeah.
And then that way when it gets
That's
filled
enough
in,
to hold it?
Yeah.
Yes.
That'll hold it down and be set?
Will be I do the best way too.
Yeah, but it'll be like something where maybe every 18 months you have to put more DG, right? Because
Or it fills in like that.
Or it fills in, exactly.
With weeds, and then you weed whack it. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Pero sí, nomás, básicamente lo más necesario, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
Obviously we want it secure too. So,
Yes.
So
because I've seen that before with some kind of moss or grass in between on a driveway, but it's you got to water it.
Yeah.
You got to keep dumping water on it. I don't want to put irrigation just for the pavers.
Yeah, that seems silly. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Cool. I like it.
It should be more gradual.
Yeah.
This will be cleaned up. This perimeter end. Deirdre shouldn't see the concrete as grout. We'll have some space to infill later.
Good. Yeah.
Okay, when you say the space, I mean you want like a 3/8 to half inch space, or just whatever is.
Whatever the spec recommends.
Yeah, okay.
But tighter the better. Right?
Tighter, but yeah.
I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, because some of the stone they can be tight, almost zero space, and some other one you see like 3/8 even.
Yeah, that's a good question. Let's look at it. I think the tighter the better.
Yeah.
I think that's the reference images that we've been seeing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you see like right here.
Okay.
I mean, if I join this right here, there's no space. But if you leave space, that's better. I mean, you see like this. See this? I mean.
I see what you're saying. So there should be maybe we have a minimum.
Maybe just minimum. So yeah, maybe like.
What is that? Eighth? Quarter?
That's
a quarter.
That's about
Close
a quarter.
to 8, 3/8. Yeah.
Yeah, 3/8.
Well, here is more, basically,
Yeah.
basically,
Yeah,
like
maybe
this.
we have what's the minimum we could have?
Okay, let's say if we go for DG, I think so. The open is a better.
Yes, we can make sure it gets in
Yeah,
there.
to get
Gets
in
in
there,
there,
get
yeah.
inside there. Yes.
Okay, so maybe a minimum of an eighth at the lowest point, and then because you're gonna end up
Whatever.
still with
Yes.
them.
Because they're not all straight cut like this one.
No,
I mean,
no.
look at that.
Some are, some
Right.
aren't.
I mean, you guys will cut that down so it's not that big of a gap, right?
No, I mean there's some of it. Let's say when we gonna have,
Some will be butted up.
then we just open.
Yeah,
it a
just
little
open
bit.
it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe, but I think a quarter inch at the lowest point.
Yeah.
And then. Yeah.
Whatever you guys recommend. That'd be
Okay.
fine.
Con un cuarto de pulgada, ¿crees que es suficiente?
A quarter, 3/8, yes.
Yeah. Between it'll be a range, a quarter and 3/8.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. Pero when you guys do like the first 2 rows, if you guys could just send a
See what-
picture anyway.
I wonder what this is. Yeah, that kind of looks like a half inch what those are, but
Yeah, but those are.
that's different. They're much bigger pieces.
Yeah.
So if you put a half inch with all those little cobbles, it's going to look weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be proportional to the size of the cobble.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's also what that has a name to it too. When it's that jagged, I forgot what it's called.
I know in Spain and in Italy, I just came across some old pictures of a couple years ago of a old Roman cobbled road, and they're balsa. They're so heavy, the cobbles, the black ones, and they're tight like this.
Yeah.
They're like right on each other.
That's why I wouldn't actually. I don't know if I'd mind right on each other because
Yeah.
you still have gaps.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. I
This
think
is-
if that's the reference that Deirdre was
Yeah.
showing, then I would go for that, because there's going to be natural gaps in there, right?
Yeah.
You see, here is closed.
Yeah, some are closed, some are. That's
but they all
open
touch,
right there.
see,
Yeah,
right? But they all touch.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
yeah, one way.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a
So-
good look,
I kind of like this.
because then it's going to get too grid looking if it's trying to be
Usted tiene esa
consistent.
imagen, ¿verdad? De referencia.
Ese no. Can you send
Let me
it?
send this to you. Because in that case, I think even if you butt it, you're still gonna have your
You still
quarter
have-
inch and
yeah.
half inch every.
Yeah, yeah, it'll be natural.
I think we do this.
Let the stone dictate the
Or-
Yeah,
thing.
because
Yeah,
that's what you want to see, the natural of the stone.
yeah, I think so.
Gate. I think you guys are here.
Yeah, we don't want to take these beautiful cobbles and then make it like tiles.
We don't want to. We don't want
Yeah.
to grout.
Yes.
Grout lines.
Yeah. Gotcha.
No, see, I think we can be really close to butt. See, look, it's como combinación. They're like butt up, but here,
Yeah,
where
you see? Yeah,
they
that-
did
but they're all
they
touching.
did create like a
Yes,
little
uh-huh.
quarter inch here.
Mhm.
Otherwise, there they would have just been all.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a hybrid. It's como se tocan where you can, and it's jagged,
Yeah.
and then they create a little quarter inch space. Where,
Yeah.
Because that's when we're gonna draw a line. We have
Uh-huh.
to draw the line, and then some of the stone they're not square. They're like
Yeah.
a little bit triangular.
Yeah.
I mean, we just gotta leave the space.
Yeah.
I also like that like you said, we're not gonna throw it orthogonally like regular tile. here they're kind of what do you call it? It
Although
staggers.
they're offset.
Yeah, they're offset.
They're offset by basically a half of
exactly. Yeah.
Each line
yes,
is offset a half. See,
Yeah,
that'll be offset there. That's offset.
So
half
these
of that.
three are aligned. This one, that one.
Yeah.
Or
Every other row,
aligned-ish.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, every other row. That's aligned with that, which like
Yeah, because
or close enough. You know.
I think what they're doing here is what we based it off of.
Yeah.
Okay, so but at the same time, there are times where they force a little bit of
The gap.
little
It's
gap.
natural. Yeah, using the stone. It's not like we're trying to set ceramic tile.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, yes, lo mandé. Está
That one
fácil.
looks it? Okay.
And then if it is a little bit tight, the DG, it gets put.
Yeah.
Some places it comes in, some places it won't because it's too tight.
I
It's
think
fine.
that way where it's open and then where it's touching, it'll kind of hold it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so
you're
long as it's. Deirdre just didn't want to see any
That's the biggest thing.
concrete. Yeah. So.
Oh no, that's gonna be good. The stone is not that thick, but
It's going to be down like an inch.
The mortar is not gonna.
The mortar, yeah.
Exactly.
Not gonna be visible.
At the end of the day, that reference image is what sold everybody on it. So
On
let's
it,
just
yeah.
try to.
Cool. It's going to look better than that reference.
It'll look better, yeah.
Even when I try to use the like a brown color mortar, that way it'll look like gray.
Yeah, that's true. So even the inset, it'll be like a brown inset. So
Right.
if there's
If
one or
it
two
washes
spots that
out.
you can peek in,
Yeah.
it'll be brown.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll be brown, that's it.
Cool.
I like that.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Loving it.
Any other questions?
No, I think so. That's
The other thing I want to mention that is it's really important. I don't know if we can go that high, Terry. But I know we're kind of trying to make this like a threshold. So like,
We can pull these out. We don't need these.
yeah.
I mean, this isn't.
Eventually, maybe this becomes a landscape question about that threshold because at the end of the day, the cobblestone could only do so much, right?
And it's where the gate's going to fall too.
Yeah, because I know this is an issue for you guys down the road.
That stuff. That's why we put. I think we put
Yeah,
these
'cause
here
it kept,
to
like,
hold
washing,
it. Yeah.
right? So maybe it is a landscape question because I don't know if we might be asking too much of the cobblestone to solve that, right?
Oh yeah.
So I think we as long as it levels and it's a nice transition and it's smooth,
Yeah.
that's I think the win for the
Because
cobblestone.
these were actually left over from that
Oh, okay.
from when we did the fire pit.
Got it.
Yeah, and we're like, oh, let's put them here.
All right. And then I'm backtracking then. I think there's more of a landscape issue than the driveway. Entonces, seguimos como vamos con el cobblestone.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna draw a line for the cobblestone.
Cool.
Wherever the gate's coming, is it pretty much the same thickness? The gate? Like where does the back line of the gate come to in here?
I almost feel like it should be thinner, right? Because
Is it metal? Yeah.
It's sheet metal and then like a 2x2 frame probably because this seems bulky for like say this was an HSS steel too.
Yeah.
That'd be tearing through. It'll probably still be centered on this though.
So the cobbles, maybe should they be?
I think they still come in a row or two, like the way we're terminating over there beyond that pier. Maybe we come in a row or two up to here, right?
Yeah.
So maybe 12 inches.
Yeah, 12 inches.
That's three. That's like 3 cobbles in.
Yeah.
So past this,
That's just 12 inches.
it's about 3 cobbles.
And this is for the deck.
That's
That's a big footing for the deck right there. So,
Yeah, so we'll
we
just-
can't get into that too much.
That's fine.
Probably we're just gonna chip it out just enough to lay the
Okay.
cobblestone.
Clean up the detail a little bit, but yeah, we can.
I mean, we're not gonna.
So this comes to somewhere here, and then maybe to hold back the pebbles, it's a little bit higher than this grade.
That's what I was thinking, but
Like the cobbles, I don't know, what, a little bit higher than that?
even if it's, can we do that? If the cobble comes up to here, or un pie después, a foot
Wherever that
after,
line is.
You want it higher?
I just don't know if it's forced too much, right? Because this is where it wants to be, right here. I don't know. I mean, I guess if it's gradual.
We can do it gradual from here to there, but
But not big, not like a big curb.
Yeah.
It's got to kind of be, I don't know.
As
fuck.
minimal as possible, I think.
Yeah.
As long as it's, even if it's level to this, actually, it might be enough. Or was this not enough?
Maybe
with the rocks?
between 2 halfway.
It still kicks rocks down.
I
there.
think if we
Yeah.
do a little bit less than half inch,
Yeah, less than half inch. Yeah.
it's another like barrier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's
'Cause
just
I would like to get rid of this
Yeah.
and
yeah.
just have the pebbles all the way.
That'd be nice.
Because that does never really work, but it.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Sí, entonces esto va a ser la defensa para que esto no se caiga.
Oh, okay.
Entonces,
Yeah,
okay, so if we can still slope a little bit from below this to here, just to have like a 3/8
3/8, yeah.
above this.
I mean, some still gonna. The stuff gets kicked around,
Yeah.
but it's just.
The other
The
thing,
majority of it, it's not gonna be
If that still doesn't
perfect.
work when the landscapers come in, they could always do like a little threshold or something.
Yeah.
Or address it again.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi. We're just trying to figure out this detail right here where the pebbles meet the cobbles.
Yeah. So the cobble, we're gonna try to raise it slightly above this. Slightly, just because we don't want to overdo it and have this like big hump. So you can.
We're gonna get rid of
I was
this.
gonna say
The idea is to get rid of this, but then if the cobbles are a little bit higher than this grade right here,
Yeah.
right?
Keeps it
To try to keep some of the
At least
pebbles
some
back.
defense, I guess.
Yeah, some defense. Yeah.
What after the cobble, and we're getting rid of these, and we're keeping the cobble a little higher. Shouldn't we put a stone there so there's like a break between the?
We can, but I think that's more of a.
When we
that's
get to
more
the
of a
landscape.
Landscape, right? Because we want that stone to match whatever.
Right.
But I think for as far as the driveway is concerned, we want to at least prep it to
Yeah.
serve us here a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 3 rows in, so like a foot. So it'll be a nice clean
From the
line.
fence line? Yeah.
Yeah, from the fence line.
There'll be 3 rows of cobbles. It'll be a little bit higher than this grade, maybe 3/8, half inch, see what it looks like.
Yeah.
And the only things you really miss
And
is
then we'll
just
get rid of these.
eventually.
Yeah. Yeah. Reuse them or throw them out or something.
Throw 'em out.
Yeah.
The only thing you missed was we're talking about the driveway slope. We're just cleaning it up a little bit compared to how it used to be.
Maybe these can be broken up and used to stack a fire ring. If you wanted a proper fire ring.
No.
Instead of below ground, it could be stacked and
what I want
raised.
For a fire ring is probably going to be like a metal.
A metal hoop? Okay.
But no one's going to use a fire ring. Like I want
I know.
kind of that demoed actually. We don't need to have a fire ring. If we want it for staging, someone can bring it
Okay.
in for staging. But
I think when it comes to the fire pit lately, it's like it's usually a concrete piece,
Oh,
or it's
yeah.
a 410 steel piece.
Yeah, the steel. I like the
Yeah.
I like
steel.
the
I'll send
steel.
pictures.
Because that'll have him make this, and then, so it matches this.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I think I've seen with not okra, but
This guy might even be able to make it.
That's what I mean.
yeah.
Have
Mark.
Mark make it. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think there's anything. Oh, actually, since we have you here, you're the ultimate blessing. We're gonna go with this. So it's gonna be a staggered.
You saw that it's so pretty.
It's
Yeah.
staggered, and so it won't be like tile where it's so like it's so
What's that
orthogonal.
behind it? Is that the cement?
So here it's an inset. Here's probably cement. They're gonna use like a brown inset, so it's cement, but they're only gonna immerse it enough
Okay.
for it to stick, and then eventually you guys can put DG or whatever.
Okay.
But it's gonna be pretty much butt up next to each other, and then these
Yeah.
are natural gaps.
Those are
right?
natural
Yeah,
gaps.
I
Yeah.
like it a lot. Yeah, it's how the picture comes through. It's pretty.
They'll be set, but it'll be the mortar will be down like a good. You'll never
More
see
than-
it.
yeah.
You'll never
Right.
see it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because this is on fill apparently, and you can see it goes down this way, and then
Yeah.
the yard slopes that way. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how the driveway was, right?
Yeah.
The driveway was.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're just evening it up a little bit, but it'll still have that deeper incline on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we would be not we, but this was a problem up on West. Sounds so stupid. Someone would need to be able to get a Tesla of this car. I mean, it really knocked off thousands of dollars off the listing we had because it was too like this. And
This won't have that problem. We can pull up here.
Okay, not that we would
Yeah.
use it, but someone may want to actually use this as a
Parking.
down the line when we
Yeah.
sell it as a
See.
Yeah, so
I wonder what that pitch is. I mean, if anything, before this, were you guys able to bring that Tesla up here? Have you guys ever?
Yeah, I've rolled the car in here.
So if this is.
I've rolled the
more
BMW
practical-
in here, and that was even lower
See,
than the
it's still not
Tesla.
out of the way.
Yeah.
It should be better.
It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not like we're going steeper. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We will never use it that way, but someone when we sell it may, and
Yep.
it was a big problem for the house.
No, that's gonna be.
Yeah, that was exaggerated.
The
That
goal
that
is
driveway
actually
was
for us to
horrible.
for it to be even a little smoother,
Okay.
right? That's
Yeah.
for redoing it.
That's after. Yeah.
You guys are such a great team. Thank you.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
You do really wonderful